Now, the hype surrounding the start of the UAAP was intense during the preseason, but somehow, some players and stories fell through the cracks and revealed themselves on opening weekend. And still with us to take a look at surprising performances that can build on all throughout season 86, our friends UAAP analysts Sean Manganti and Tyler Tio did not move. No, actually, they did. They took a break. They're back here. Now, this is what we love. We love those other stories. We love the game. We love breaking down the games. But we also love the other stuff that maybe we missed out. All of us, we missed out on. Sean, I start with you. What's on top of your head?
Yeah, I mean, all of the airtime has been on Jerome, as it should be.
Lastimosa, you mean?
Don't get me wrong. Jerome Lastimosa,
right.
as it should be, right? But I want to talk about Matthew Montebon.
Okay.
In the absence of Jerome, I think that Matthew Montebon has the tools to really carry Adamson during Jerome's absence. He has the tools. He can shoot, he can create, he can put the ball down, he can create for others. And, you know, he showed highlights. He had 13 points.
He did.
And I think if he does that consistently at a more higher level and better efficiency, I think he can really do that.
3 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. Did you see that already prior to the game? Were you kind of looking out for him, or were you also like some of us who were surprised to see that?
No, I've seen him up close before in private. I've seen how he can really shoot the ball. He can really shoot the ball, man. And if he could just shoot it at a higher clip and higher efficiency, he can be really good.
We were watching him very closely in the fan stream yesterday. We're hoping that he gets to improve his game all throughout the season. For Adamson, lipat tayo kay Tyler. To a guy that, honestly, I wasn't familiar with before I covered him last Saturday. Precious Momowei, but Tyler, you've seen him before.
He's very familiar. That's the good thing.
I believe you've trained with him before. What do you think about his performance on his debut for the Red Warriors?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't surprised, but I'm sure everyone else was surprised. He was out there playing like Giannis, like the Greek freak. I mean, he was going coast to coast, blocking shots. I mean, I feel like this is something that I saw because, as you mentioned, he trained with us over at Ateneo for about, I want to say, from 2019 to 2022 before he moved to UE. So this guy is really talented. He's tall, he's lanky, he's athletic. So I'm excited to see him go up against the likes of Malik Diouf.
Yeah.
This is the reason why they're paid the big bucks and we get to ask the questions. No, but in all seriousness with him, with Precious, with what you saw, and now that everybody has seen him and everybody's talking about him, and I'm sure the players are, the coaches are, what do you think we should look out for now that he's not going to surprise anyone? Because that's different when people are prepping and game planning for you.
Right. I think with Precious, the good thing about him is he's always willing to learn. He's always been the sponge type of player. So whatever the future defenses may throw at him, I'm sure his coaches will have adjustments. And
Counters.
I'm sure they'll have counters. And for sure, I mean, you can't teach height. He's always going to be 6'10". He's always going to be long. He's always going to be athletic. So he's going to have that advantage over everyone.
Watching some highlights from yesterday's, or actually first day's track meet between UE and UST.
Just one game for UE, but Precious Momowei already with those highlights. Coast to coast, that dunk got us hyped last Saturday. All right, lipat tayo ulit kay Sean. I think this is the reason why Sean was questioning Tyler's pick for the player of the game for LaSalle, because for you, Mike Phillips is the X factor for the Green Archers.
He's by far the X factor for DLSU for me. Because we already know what Nelly's going to give you. We know what KQ, they have their leadership roles. We know what they're going to give us.
Yeah.
With Michael Phillips naman, you know, if he could score double digits on top of what he already does, that's rebounding, defending, going 50-50 balls, blocking shots. And if he could score in double digits, that could make it so hard for everyone.
Sean,
he
shot
now.
3 triples at the start of the game. Did that shock you?
It did, but I'm all for it.
No, a good kind of shock. Right.
I love growth in players, and I'm all for it.
Okay, I want to twist this whole thing about yesterday. If you were the one to choose the best player, who would have chosen? I just want to twist a little bit. Who would you have chosen and why? Come on, let's hear it.
I mean, they wouldn't have won without Michael Phillips, man.
So it was Mike
so that's
Phillips.
three
Phillips.
choices there.
I love it. I love it. I love
Both
it.
of them scored 14 points,
I
so
love it, I love
both of you guys make a good case of who would
Who was
have been
more
the-
impactful?
He's not done.
Who was more
I love
impactful?
it.
He's not done. He's not done. What can you say about
Well, so what's your counter
think
to
we
that,
take
Tyler?
Go ahead, go ahead.
I mean, who was feeding the lobs to Michael Phillips?
Who was finishing the lobs?
Yeah, but who was feeding them?
You know, I think the solution to this, next time we can have two players of the game, right? Co-player of the game, pwede ba yun?
No. I like this.
Can we have
I like.
It's
No,
like-
I like one, and I like them arguing about it.
All right. Let's go now to another story from Tyler for the NU Bulldogs. You know, people were counting them as a dark horse, right? They were right there, Final Four last season, 85. But this time, season 86, people are saying they're legitimate contenders. They did that against the defending champions, Tyler.
Yeah, I think it's time. It's time that everyone gives them their due respect. They've always been called the dark horse.
Yeah.
So now I think they're one of the favorites. It's time they have that respect because, like you mentioned, they beat the defending champs, easily.
Right.
Easily. And I think
You
the
think
last
that was
time-
easy? Yeah. Because it
looked-
did. Yeah. I mean, I know you say that because we're not used to seeing Ateneo get
Right.
obviously beat down by 20 at some point. So is that why you think it was easy for them?
I think so because, like you mentioned, Ateneo is known to be the dominant one, and you just showed that it's, and you just showed that.
He's
was so
distracted.
There was a pause moment
No
there
worries.
that-
He's distracted, ladies and gentlemen, because Sean Manganti is shaking his head.
I can see Sean laughing.
Okay.
My bad.
Now
my
it's
bad.
okay. You finish your thought, and I want to get your thought on this one. Tyler, go ahead.
Yeah. So and you showed that they could beat teams like that handedly. So
Right.
I think it's time we give them the respect.
Okay,
That's
Sean,
it.
why are you shaking your head?
I just, it's kind of biased with him saying, Ateneo's been so dominant, which is true, right? But I'm not up here saying Adamson, we're always in the Final Four, we're always winning, top seed, but it's okay, that's fine.
Hey, but just to counter also, NU last year beat UP.
Yeah.
They beat LaSalle. They beat Ateneo. So for people to be surprised about what they are about to do maybe here in season 86, I think we have to remember that they only lost one major player in John Lloyd.
Exactly. I was
Clemente,
about
right?
to say they kept their core. John Lloyd Clemente got drafted already to the pros, but their main core is still there for Coach Jeff Napa. And Sean, I wanted to ask you about the chemistry because you were able to do this back in your days with Adamson. You were keeping your core, and you guys made it also to the higher stage. So how important was that for NU in helping them get that win?
I think it all stems from Coach Jeff. I think the culture that he's implemented, all that, he has really, it starts from the top, so it goes down to the bottom. The players are believing in the system, believing in the coach, and it starts with Coach Jeff.
Is there any other team that you think, last year Adamson was the surprise, right? Is there any other team that you're seeing that can do something like that? Nobody's giving a chance, or not naman nobody's giving a chance, but a lower chance of getting into the Final Four, and then all of a sudden. Is there any team in your mind?
Well, you guys are gonna say I'm biased, but now it's Ateneo for me because obviously they lost
For a
their first
change.
game. For a change, yeah. They're the underdogs now. They're a young team. They have a lot of rookie guards, which is tough in the UAP because it's a full court press-oriented kind of league. So it's gonna be an adjustment for sure. But once they find that adjustment, once they trust in Tab, I think Ateneo is gonna be that dark horse.
And I think that's the point there. He's the most veteran of them all, so I guess as long as you have Tab Baldwin, you give yourselves a chance in a fight.
Yep.
All right.
We look forward to hearing more of your
Arguments. We want more
Arguments,
arguments
yes.
and debates.
your thoughts. We gotta get these guys on fan stream together
Yes,
so that
definitely.
we can
That'd be nice.
should.
That would be
share
nice.
your thoughts with us.
Definitely.
Thank you so much, Sean Manganti, Tyler Tio, and once again, welcome to the broadcast team. Thank you for joining us here.
Thank you
today.
for having us.
Thanks for having us.